So I take it all in. I take it all in. Fuck you guys.
Let's go.
All right.
So I take it all in. I'm looking. I normally try to stick to the top shelf because I find that at least in my experience, I don't really find too much of a difference in top shelf and exclusive.
I feel you.
Yeah.
You know, all it is in a $5 difference.
Is
you know?
exclusive higher quality than top shelf?
I feel like in most clinics, yeah. At least the clinics I've been to, top shelf has always been. It's not mid.
It's not bad.
It's not mid. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
It's like
pretty
mid
good.
high, and then exclusive is the true top shelf.
So do you usually
I
buy
guess,
exclusive?
I don't know.
I'd never buy exclusive.
No.
Bro, I smoke mid, and I'm proud. I smoke a lot of
Yeah.
mid because it's a better value, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like, why would I... This is a side note. I guess this is kind of what matters to me in a clinic, too, you know? Why am I going to spend $50 for an eighth when oftentimes, especially at the clinics I frequent, you can get a lot better of a deal for your weed for stuff that you might find a seed in. You know, as opposed to that super green frosty nug that you want to put on Instagram. Some weed that I'm more than okay with smoking. I was okay with smoking in 2009. I'm not going to be mad about smoking it now. Ugh, okay, damn, I'll make myself feel like a dated-ass stoner. No, that's not true. That's not true. I've been smoking since 2015 still. But,
Shit.
I mean, weed moves so fast, I don't have to smoke gelato in order to get a good high, you know?
That's very true.
Yeah,
You feel me?
but it's also being able to enjoy your high a little bit more while you're doing it, you know? Because you yourself, we've talked a little bit off camera about how you're saying that you're trying to slow down a little bit on smoking.
Uh-huh.
So imagine if you were smoking something top shelf.
Slow down.
Well, yes, he's
Yeah,
admitted to slowing down.
Yeah.
So imagine if you were
I'm trying to
smoking.
be a productive stoner.
So imagine, okay, so you're smoking the same amount you're smoking now, but your high's a little bit higher, you know? If that makes any sense.
I feel you. I guess it's more about my smoking habits because I know that I enjoy the act of smoking.
Okay.
And if I'm not smoking weed, I'll probably be smoking a cigarette, you know?
Mhm.
And so by having more weed to smoke, it stops me from smoking other things, you know? So
Alright.
I think you can
Okay.
get a better, that's why I mean bang for your buck. I'd rather have a higher quantity and pick from it at my leisure than getting a lower quality and just being ripped every single time. Because it's not about the height, it's about the depth.
I guess. All right.
I mean, I guess what I don't like is actually the fact that you don't know the deals. And yeah, Weed Maps does have it, but sometimes they're fucking outdated. You know, they have different deals. So walking in as a first time patient, it's a bitch sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
It is.
I like to be familiar with what I'm going in. That's why I like to keep going to the same ones. You know, same clinics. And the only times I ever change my clinic is if they close down or the weed quality goes down.
Yeah.
I'm having some real issues with that.
So yeah, other than that,
No, I feel you.
no biggie, you know.
Yeah, that's
So yeah, what do you expect from your butt tender though? I know that
Okay.
you really like building a good relationship with
I
your
do,
butt tender
I
in
do.
order for them to know what
That's,
you like. But
So I don't like to find a bunch of different clinics and just keep like explore. I don't know. I like to find one clinic and go there for a while. And so
Same,
when
same.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
when I'm doing this, you know, I tend to build like a decent relationship with my bud tender because I go like at least 3 times a week, you know. So a lot of the time I'm having these conversations with these bud tenders, and I expect them to, you know, be knowledgeable. I expect them to be like, you know, it's like, you know, just kind of in caring, dude. I don't. Caring is kind of a weird word. Yeah, but
okay,
it's
can I
more-
stop you? I'm sorry.
I guess.
So we were talking about the fact that you don't think that. Well, a little earlier we were just debating that cartridges pay for some real estate
Yeah.
at these particular clinics. You know that it's a
Yeah.
very business-minded move
Yeah.
for you to put your product where everybody can see. I also think that it's a business-minded move for these women. Not for these women. At the clinic I go to, it's only women. You feel me?
Dude.
And I feel like that's what they try to hire most of the time either way.
Yeah, regardless. So maybe I'm not wrong in saying that.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
they don't care about what you're buying. They care about you buying what they need to get rid of, you know? If you ask them, hey, I'll smoke whatever you're smoking, they're going to give you the house brand because it's the best.
Yo, oh.
You feel me?
God,
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell
Let
me
me
I'm wrong.
stop you there.
And so it's hard for me to accept. It's hard for me to accept that, like saying, "Oh, I want a bartender to care about me," because I don't think that that's a good business expectation, you know.
Hold on. Yo, we just went, and when we went in, the first thing I ask all the time is like, oh, yo, what do you recommend? I like to know what my bartender's smoking.
Yeah.
And the first thing she offered was like, oh, man, like, you should pick up our TSM. And I'm like, your TSM?
TSM.
And I'm like, my
What's
head's
that?
fucking just running through fucking names. Like, yo, I've never heard of this
Yeah.
shit. Like, what strain is this? And I'm thinking, wait, hold up. Is this their, like, shop fucking weed? I was like, yo, I understand you're trying to sell it, but come on. At least throw something at me a little bit better before you throw that at me. That should be, like, your last,
Yeah.
you know. I understand.
Put
they're
2
trying to
jars
sell
up
it.
and let one of them be the house brand.
Yeah,
like,
you know,
or you can
but
smoke
don't
the Gorilla
fucking
Glue.
bullshit me and be like, yo, I just picked this up because you know damn well you didn't pick that shit up.
Did you tell her that?
No, but in my head I was running through that shit. Yeah,
No.
whatever.
And what I meant by caring, let me go back to that real quick.
No,
I meant,
get it off.
I want.
He was really waiting.
Yo,
for
I really was, man. I really was. I was like, you know what?
The argument in
You
his
know,
head,
it's
he's like,
not even an argument. I'm just gonna get the point out.
Yeah, get it out.
I want my bud tender to get to know, like, me and what I like. So my experience there can be more enjoyable. So it's like, all right. So when I'm going to the clinic, I'm always gonna pick up a sativa and I'm always gonna pick up an indica. Rarely do I ever pick up a hybrid. So I just don't. So I'm gonna go, and then if I'm going to my clinic, a lot of the time my bud tenders already know. They'll already pull out their top shelf. They'll pull out 2 of their favorite indicas and they'll pull out 2 of their favorite sativas. That's almost automatic when I go into the clinic.
Yeah.
And that's because that's the fucking relationship I've built with them. You know? And then, you know what? And it's like, you know, I'll smell them. If I don't like them, I'm like, hey, let me check this out. And there's always good conversation going in that. So it's always an enjoyable experience.
I hear you.
Because I'm spending that money either way.
I hear you.
I can go in there with your mentality and just be like, you know what? I want that because I like it and I'm out. But but you know what? I want to enjoy it.
I'd rather
you know?
just do that little small talk.
I enjoy weed so much
Yeah.
that I enjoy talking about it with other people.
I feel you,
You know?
too,
I feel you.
but I sometimes just want to have a nice little small conversation, not get too deep into it.
And I don't think that you're wrong in that, and I don't think that I don't enjoy talking weed with other people, but the business mind behind these butt tenders means that they have an implicit bias in everything that they're telling you. They've literally told me to my face that they enjoy one cartridge, and when I told them,
Yeah.
oh, I've tried this and I didn't like it, they're like, oh yeah, I actually hate that too. I just was selling this.
Yeah.
And so how can you expect me to have an equal conversation about my favorite weed if you always have an agenda, you know? So don't try to get at me that
Yeah.
I don't enjoy talking about weed
Yeah.
with people, because I do,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the bias behind the butt tenders. You feel me?
It's like her offering.
Yeah,
she's
she's selling you something that you know is not a good product. So how can you respect her opinion in the first place? You feel me?
Yeah, okay, but it's what I'm seeing.
No,
Because
no,
they
I
have
understand, I
that.
understand.
So because I'm buying flour,
Yeah.
I can see quality of weed. They can try and sell me on whatever they want.
Yeah.
I have this, and if they're talking bullshit, I'm literally looking at the weed while they're talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So as compared to a cartridge, you know, they can be selling you on all this shit, and then it's like you just buy it because it's like, oh, okay, cool, and then you hit it once at the clinic because you know how they do that.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, this is nice, but you don't really. I feel like you don't really know how cartridges until you sesh on it
Yeah,
for a minute.
exactly.
You know.
You're right.
So that one hit's not going to do it justice. Yeah, it's probably going to get you high because all cartridges get you fucking high, you know. But as compared to when I'm talking about flour, I'm sitting here, I'm enjoying, and I know I'm going to enjoy it when I get home, and I know what I like. You know, I know what I like to look for and shit like that.
No, I understand. I think it's the fact that the bias exists makes it hard for me to engage at that level, regardless of what it is you're selling. Because
Yeah.
the point is, it's capitalism, and you're selling me something.
Mhm.
So your interests and my interests don't coincide. You feel me?
It's all about networking, brother.
You're right. You're right on that. You're
That's
right on
all.
that.
That's all.
No, you're right on that.
This is what he picked up.